Australians are paying for air, and that's unfair according to Anthony Albanese.
Rage!
In a media segment on Media Watch, they used a special Reddit user to highlight the issues. Shout out to Sir Course Hawk, who featured on ABC.
Oh, that's so good.
I have not seen a better example of why we need to fund the ABC more, because we need more support of Sir Course Hawk.
Sir Course Hawk.
Now, this person doesn't want to name the pub, but take a look at this.
Due to increasing costs, we are now charging $1 for all takeaway containers.
Value, really.
Why don't you just put the price up by $1 on the takeaway menu?
I disagree, and I think that you're going to agree that this next one should be charging extra.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
20 cents for chicken salt.
Oh, can you just charge everyone else an extra 10 cents for their doner kebab or their chips so that we don't have to see such petty, pathetic signs?
And now there's a new form of shrinkflation that you're not going to believe this.
Oh, this will be good.
Now, I've seen videos online where they do this with a drink, but there's a cut. There's no cut in this. Very important to note, there was no cut in this. This is all the whole way through.
So, yeah.
Look, they get it all in there.
Yeah, that's bad.
2 pints of ginger ale. This has gone viral. $21.20 for a pint.
$42 for 2 pints of ginger ale.
Sorry, Marcus, that's $42.40.
That's not even alcohol in that.
It's 2 pints, so, you know, good value.
Pints. You could go to the shop and get the entire bottle for a tenth of that. Less. Oh my goodness. $42. Who actually pays for this?
But at least pies are cheap now. $10.90.
$10.90 for a steak and potato pie. What kind of steak's in that pie? Is it Wagyu style?
It'd want to be.
$10.90.
Woolies are doing their thing to fight inflation. They're flogging 3-year-old drinks. Someone claims that they found a bunch of expired drinks at Woolies this week.
That's outstanding.
And Coles are doing their part as well.
Oh, you got to get in on the cost cutting.
Look at this lovely piece of bread. And
there's that hasn't cooked well.
Now, for ratio.
They clearly haven't put much dough in there, quite literally.
But you could flip it and say this would be an amazing cafe that would go viral if they actually did cappuccinos or lattes like that. You would get influencers flying from around the world as a tourism thing.
Yep.
What's the most you paid for a cookie?
Maybe $5.
Would you pay $17.50? Hear me out. It's a special cookie from overseas. They're not in Australia. They're only in America. So lots of people flock to go get this cookie from Crumble.
Like, showed us the menu and it was $17.50 per cookie.
I spent $150 on 10 cookies.
A pop-up that was announced in Sydney. Now, the only problem with this pop-up is that it wasn't actually affiliated with the company.
I rate that one like a 3.
What they actually did was buy it overseas and then bring them back.
Well, that's smart.
So they claim they spent more than $6,000 on doing this.
I'm surprised they didn't charge more with the amount of people that were lining up. Do you reckon like we could get certain Woolworths cookies, do some fancy stuff on them and then sell them for like, I don't know, 5 times the price?
We just claim they're from a famous influencer.
I like
the new,
it. That is outstanding.
It's the new iShowSpeed cookie. I don't know if you've had Pringles these days, but take a look at what they've done to the Pringles.
Oh, less Pringles, of course.
That looks like almost half the container when you factor in the top bit missing and then the side.
That's not good.
There's almost enough room to shove yourself in there. And you know what I'm talking about with your shrinkflation.
Yeah.
Now, someone's actually pulled out a weight machine to check the shrinkflation on a Cadbury Twirl. This used to be 45 grams, now weighing in at 29.
29 grams. Oh, that's bad.
So the Prime Minister has posted this.
We're cracking down on supermarkets. Those fake discounts that say things are on special, but the box feels a little bit lighter. It's called shrinkflation.
Now, Marcus, you're an expert in shrinkflation.
Something of mine has had a bit of shrinkflation over time.
Supermarkets will face huge multi-million-dollar fines.
Nothing about actually bringing the cost of anything down.
It doesn't mean anything. As someone who does the household shopping myself, there is always on the price tag, it says cost per 100 grams, cost per kilo, cost per whatever. So
I think you're actually pointing out the point, because I do shopping as well. I mean, we split the shopping in my household, but I do enough to know that as well. So it kind of actually highlights that someone isn't doing shopping.
That's the whole point. This shows that he's not actually in touch with the average Australian person.
How small is the actual writing?
It's so small that I don't reckon the average Australian person is going to bother reading it.
Well, even better, readers added context.
Oh, yeah.
Unit pricing is already mandatory under the ACC code, highlighting that it does nothing to address high prices. He can relate to the high cost of living because, now this is not a political statement because both parties do this, but Anthony Albanese has to struggle with only spending $4 million on flights last year. Now, this is a national tragedy. Vegemite is cheaper overseas than it is in Australia.
Oh, that's bad. That is really not good.
Someone went and looked at the prices of buying it in Scotland compared to buying it in Australia.
Oh, that's bad. How does something be more expensive overseas than the country it's made in?
I think there's a simple solution. We should be sending Vegemite over on the Prime Minister's plane so that we put that $4 million investment to good use.
That's a very, very smart idea.
Vegemite turned 100. It's been a big year.
And if Anthony Albanese is watching, which we're sure he does, let's get on it. As stupid as this world is, right, that actually would win an election because there's such a minority of people, and doing something so absurd like that would get the message out and support the country in such a way that it would actually work.
Exactly. He actually supporting the country in a positive way, like getting Vegemite to overseas and spreading the word literally.
Now, what's the biggest tax bill you've ever paid?
I haven't actually ever had a tax bill because I've always
scam the government. That's a great thing to say publicly.
No, the tax.
We're cutting you off. You're not explaining. Thank you. Marcus doesn't pay his taxes. So anyway, moving on. Marcus doesn't pay his taxes. Moving on. This person received.
I'm going to cop an audit now.
Like this person who received a $34 billion overdue tax statement.
I'm sorry. How much?
$34 billion.
$34 billion tax.
And it's not Elon Musk or someone like that. This is just a random guy from Mount Joy, Pennsylvania.
How does an actual individual end up with a $34 billion?
You think that's absurd? He also got a refund from the IRS on the same day that he got the tax bill.
Oh, that's even better.
So you think about shrinkflation, but you don't think about certain things like this, where Coles and Woolworths and IGA all sell burgers in packs of 4, but they sell hamburger buns in packs of 6.
It's annoying, but it's smart.
Woolworths are doing their part by offering great discounts. Look at the original price, $12.79, on special for $13.36.
I love Woolworths discounts. They're fantastic. They're as auto-generated as their CEO.
Which we covered in another video you can watch here.